Looks like the worldwide celebrations theme may have been leaked. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we may have our first leak, or at least major hint, towards the theme of the worldwide download celebration, and that is thanks to what you see here in front of you. Ours truly, the good old Fenyu, has tweeted out this art, so we're going to talk about this and what it means for the possibility of a worldwide download celebration centered around the Dragon Ball Saga, right? The original DB. So as you guys can see here, the art consists of Kid Goku post-fight with Demon King Piccolo sitting atop Demon King Piccolo with a giant hole in his chest. This appears to be both of them post-fight, indicating that their battle has occurred. And behind them stands Master Roshi holding a Dragon Stone. It is specifically colored the orange color, right? There can be no confusion here. That is a Dragon Stone. This is not random. I don't think Fenyo did this out of the goodness of his heart, right? Or just to play coy with us, knowing the leaks that, not the leaks, but the hints that Global and JP Dokkan have been dropping in the last couple of days, right? I think this is very much intentional. And, you know, knowing who Fenyo is, right? This dude would have insider information, right? He's a former artist for Dokkan Battle. He still does art now, every now and again. I'm not sure what his most recent art, but the one that comes to mind, I believe, was 23rd World Tournament Goku. So yeah, I think this means something. I think it means a lot, and I think it basically confirms Dragon Ball Saga as the next theme for worldwide download celebration. And this is kind of confirmed a little bit, right? Knowing this, right, it makes a lot of what they showed us in the previous hints make a whole lot more sense. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here, right? Look through all of these, right? We see something flying across the sky, and it's in the most recent hint, it's so much clearer than it was before, right? We look at the original hints, like these hints here, it's really far off in the distance. It's hard to get a good coloring, except in, like, I think this one right here, we get a real good color of it, right? This is the only one we get a good color of it. And now hold on to this frame, because I'm going to come back to this in a second, right? And then we have yesterday's hint, right? Yesterday's hint was interesting because at the moment here, right here it is again, we get the good coloration, all right? And then we have this moment here, right here. So we get the coloration, right, of the thing flying across the sky. It's yellow. If I was a betting man, right, based on the information we know, is that that's Kid Goku riding the Quinto-un, the flying Nimbus, right? They're with the tail and all on it, right? Like, it's too much of a coincidence. Now, think about this. Coming here, we see a giant yellow light, a sky turning black, and then lightning. This is Demon King Piccolo making his wish on the Dragon Balls, right? And so what we're seeing is possibly, right, Kid Goku flying towards Demon King Piccolo here at this. Now, what's interesting here, and I'll talk about what I think that means in a minute, is we have Kaioken Goku here, like on the screen right here, doing the Kaioken Kamehameha, and then yeah, right there, you can kind of see it right here, doing the Kamehameha, and then I think it goes into Ultra Instinct, yeah, so not quite sure about the Ultra Instinct part, but the Kaioken Goku part is kind of interesting. And again, that's another thing I'm going to come back to in a second. So I think these hints really do add up to the theory that this is, in fact, Kid Goku flying on the Nimbus towards Demon King Piccolo. So that does beg the question, right? What next, right? What does this mean for a full celebration? Well, you know, DB Saga is lacking in terms of units that could carry out this celebration, right? Obviously, we'll get 2 new units from a Demon King Piccolo and a Kid Goku, and whichever one of them is the Dokkan Fest will have, unless they're both the Dokkan Fest, right, they'll have 2 banner units, or it'll be Dokkan Fest Carnival format and only 1 banner unit. Either way, right, there will be 2 banner units through a part 1 and a part 2, right? And I mean, low-key, right, Master Roshi being the previous Dokkan Fest on August does kind of also more so confirm that this is a possibility for the theme, given that he is DB Saga and almost always the JP August Dokkan Fest is somehow connected to the worldwide, so this is pretty standard stuff here. Now, the only real easy A's that could come up, right, are free-to-play easy A's through these guys. The possibility of a super easy A for In-Kid Goku, I feel like that's way out of league, right? It might be way too soon for them, but I mean, it's there. But these guys could definitely get their sub easy A, since they didn't do it during Roshi Celebration. The Tech, Jackie Chun, Master Roshi, and then the, STR Demon King Piccolo. We could also see the easy A for Goku and Arale, alright, and I think that's it. Oh, the Int Krillin here, he could receive his easy A as well, and then the easy A for these two here, the Devilman and Boyon here. So yeah, I mean, that's it in terms of easy A. Nothing major, nothing too hype for an easy A. But then consider we know we have this coming, right? These guys' super attack effects and the have been updated, right? Which is typically done in preparation for an easy A, as well as having their battle sprites updated, just like some of the others. So there's a good chance these guys are easy A'ing during the celebration. So if this is in fact where we're going, for at least part one of this celebration, I'm not so sure the full celebration is going to be DB Saga, but I do think it is going to play a major part in it. And I say that because of the category saviors, right? In Kid Goku, right, the previous unit from the this fight, right, he is on the saviors category, and these guys, of course, also are on the saviors category. So the possibility, the theme, the overarching theme of the celebration is in fact saviors and not necessarily DB Saga, which is why these guys could be getting their easy A. And that opens the door, like if that's the case, that opens up the door a lot more, right? We could see a part 2 consisting of right, maybe a Kaioken Goku versus Final Form Frieza, right? That would actually explain why Kaioken Goku was in that video on the screen, right? We could be getting a new animation for that, which would then, you know, indicate that, right, possibly Int Namagoku and Full Power Frieza could get an easy A, right? It could also be something like, right, part 2 could be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and versus Omega Shenron, or maybe a transforming Sen, right? And then we could see the super easy A's for the 120s during that part of the celebration as well. Or it could be like a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito and an Oob, like 2 superclass LRs, right, for part 2, right? Like a new an LR Majub, right? There's some work that can be done there, and I think it's probably a better. It opens up the possibilities for easy A's a little bit more if they do it that way. Or that just could be Kid Goku's leader skill, right? And it could still be full DB Saga, and it's just these guys are getting an easy A because they're the only thing on Kid Goku's leader skill if that happens, right? And then part 2 could be whatever part 2 is. Like, maybe part 2 can be the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, right? That would be pretty hype, right? Or part 2 could be a redo of Demon King, or Piccolo Jr. versus Goku, right? There's still a ton of asset animations that aren't used from that fight. Like Goku's feet Kamehameha hasn't been used. His super Kamehameha hasn't been used, right? A lot of Piccolo's attacks haven't been used, right? Because they focused mostly on his giant form and his stretchy arm technique. I forget the name of the technique, but yeah. So it's entirely possible that is that they do something like that, right? So I mean, there's a lot that could be done, or it could lead into Saiyan Saga. Who knows? That could explain why Kaioken Goku was there. Part 2 could be Saiyan Saga. Who knows, right? There's either way. I don't think this art being tweeted out by Fenyo was a mere coincidence. I think it was very much intentional. Roshi holding the Dragonstone here, I would say basically clutches it in. Piccolo versus Goku, count on it. It is most likely the theme of Worldwide Download Celebration. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what do you guys think? Do you think this is one huge coincidence, or are you hyped to be getting some true Dragon Ball Saga representation in Dokkan Battle? Our first real taste of it, outside of the Kid Goku years ago, was last year with the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, but getting the true Battle of Fate versus Demon King Piccolo has me hyped, and I'm curious, does it have you hyped? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.